Here are 3 signs that you should be screened for ADHD and autism. These two can look like each other, but people forget that you can have both at the same time. Number 1, you hate routine, but at the same time you need routine. You recognize the need for it, and you hate it when people throw you off script. When you have a system and a way of doing things, and people force you to make last minute changes, or you have to make a deviation to your schedule for some reason, especially when it's at the last second, it frustrates you. It's hard for you to set a routine, but when you do find a routine that works for you and you have to deviate and you have to go off script, it's the most frustrating thing ever. And this can lead to misunderstanding between parent and child, spouse and spouse, boyfriend and girlfriend, employee and boss. Understanding this is key because now you can put together a schedule that works for you, something that you can sustain and maintain. At the same time, when interruptions happen, life will throw things at you and it'll catch you off guard. But because you know that you get frustrated when these things happen, you can prepare yourself emotionally. Number 2, you seem to get burnt out very easily. Burnout is different from depression. They can look like they're the same thing, but they're different. With depression, you can have low mood, sadness, apathy, loss of interest, isolation. It can look very similar to burnout. However, with burnout, the frustration that you're experiencing is coming from your external environment. It's a reaction to your environment. Something is not congruent. Something is frustrating you, and making changes in your environment, and more importantly, getting a system is going to help overcome this. With depression, we have to do exercise, therapy, medications. It's a different type of thing, different ball game, but they look almost the same. The reason why people who have ADHD and autism struggle with burnout is because of something called executive dysfunction. Because of the way our brains are made, and because of our prefrontal cortex developing a little bit later than it develops in neurotypical brains, we struggle to plan things. And when we do things, we can be effective but not efficient. So we're doing the right things but not at the right time. And if you're not able to prioritize, you're going to get burnt out quickly because you're using more energy than the average person to get things done. And sometimes you're not getting the same amount of things done. So eventually you have to catch up and do all the things that you have to do. But because you did them out of order, you run out of energy quickly. And the 3rd sign that you should be screened for ADHD and or autism is if you are somebody who has lost friends the older you've gotten. And I know this is kind of weird, but if you've lost friends with age, a good reason why this could be happening is because you stop masking. Realize that we're a bit different. So in order to assimilate to others, we mask by watching them and studying them. We watch the cadence of how they move. We study the inflection in their voice. We look at what they're interested in, and we create a separate personality for ourselves that we can put out to the world. We put that personality out there, and guess what? We make friends. We get invited to social gatherings. We're able to date people. And we're able to feel like social human beings who have connection. We're not trying to be inauthentic. We're just looking for connection. However, as you get older, you tend to return back to yourself. And when you take off the mask, sometimes the friends go away with that. So you're returned to your more authentic self. You feel better than you ever felt. You're starting to like yourself for the first time in a long time, or for some people, for the first time ever. However, you're losing friends because these friends didn't sign up to be with you. They signed up for your representative. So as you start to become more loyal to yourself, you'll realize that some people were never really your friends. And some people will stick with you, but it seems to be a canon event for a lot of neurodivergent people to lose friends as you get older. Maybe those friends were hating all along, but we tend to lose certain friends as we get older. And this is one of the most difficult things about unmasking. Those are 3 signs that you may have ADHD and or autism. Keep in mind that these things are normally diagnosed in childhood because you're born with these conditions. They are neurodevelopmental. So you didn't develop them out of the blue at 17, 27, 37. You were born this way. It comes from your parents. But because we don't catch these things in time, I'm seeing people receive diagnoses at the ages of 27, 37, 47, 57. So it's a beautiful thing that we're talking about it now. And as people understand themselves more, you're able to position yourself for success.